What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be doing my official top 5 quarterbacks from the 2024 NFL Draft. Starting with J.J. McCarthy from Michigan. He's 6'4", 223 pounds. Has some pretty good velocity when he needs to, and also has some pretty good speed and athleticism to him. Has definitely shown the ability to buy time and throw the football well on the move. Can actually hurt you with his legs a little bit. Anticipation, I think, is something that he could stand to improve on. Tends to hold the ball a little bit too long at times too, but that's just kind of something you get from scrambling quarterbacks. I do think he could stand to protect himself a little bit more, slide, get out of bounds when you're running, that type of thing. Solid arm strength, I would say. Definitely not great, but definitely serviceable. I think his decision-making overall, I think, could stand to improve as well. Some pretty decent physical gifts, though. A little bit lacking in the arm strength department, but nothing too crazy. I see him as a really solid day 2 guy, and because he's a quarterback, he could potentially go higher than that. So we're going to go ahead and move on. This next player might be a little bit controversial for how low he is. I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. Drake May, quarterback from North Carolina. He's 6'4", 230 pounds. Has some really good speed to him. Can absolutely buy time. Keeps his eyes downfield when he runs, which is great. Can throw with velocity when he needs to. Has shown the ability to throw back shoulder. Some pretty good arm strength. Can definitely throw on the move. Comfortable in the pocket or on the move. Pretty confident player. Has some anticipation, but I do think that is somewhere he could stand to improve. Accuracy and ball placement are also things that I think could improve as well. One thing I did notice is he is actually pretty good at sliding, which is something that I think J.J. McCarthy could learn. He does protect himself pretty well. But he's also willing to take a hit to deliver a good football in the pocket, which is nice. He does look people off, and I do think he's a good quarterback. I just think this is a really good quarterback class. But overall, I think his decision-making, accuracy, ball placement, I think those are all things that could stand to improve. But he has a lot of really good physical gifts. He really does. So I see him as most likely a first-round talent. Well, really, he's like a second-round talent that'll probably go in the first round because he's a quarterback. But, whatever. Moving on. Jaden Daniels from LSU, 6'4", 210 pounds. Can absolutely hurt you with his legs. Can really make you miss in open space. Has shown the ability to throw with touch. Great anticipation and accuracy, actually. Keeps his eyes downfield when he runs, which is fantastic for a mobile quarterback. Has shown the ability to throw the football very well on the move. Has a bit of a fumbling issue, though, which is something I definitely want him to improve on. Has shown some hesitation at times, though, which is something I want to see him improve on. And that also leads him to hold the ball a little bit too long. But, again, that's just kind of a part of being a scrambling quarterback. Is you are going to have that issue sometimes. He's definitely at his best when he's playing with confidence. So if you do draft this guy and he's starting for you, the best bet, get him a couple easy completions, get him in rhythm. Decision-making, I still think, is something that could stand to improve a little bit. But overall, I think this guy is a really, really solid player. Moving on, Michael Penix Jr. from Washington. He is my number 2 quarterback in this class. He's 6'2", 216 pounds. Ball really jumps out of his hand. Some injury concern, which is definitely an issue. Obviously left-handed, who really cares in that regard, but it is noticeable, obviously. Good ball placement. Has shown the ability to look off defenders pretty well. Good velocity, but can absolutely throw a touch when you need him to as well. Sees the field very well. Very confident quarterback. Really, really good arm strength. Mechanics have improved a lot, and they are getting even better. Has shown the ability to throw with some pretty good anticipation. Not much of an athlete, mostly a pocket passer. Can absolutely show can throw back shoulder. Works to his checkdowns. He reads high to low, which is great. Pretty accurate overall as well. I have noticed that if he does miss his target, it does tend to be an overthrow rather than an underthrow, so that is one thing. But I like him a lot. I really do. And no surprise, number 1 is Caleb Williams. USC, 6'1", 214 pounds. I think he's most people's number 1. There are obviously some maturity concerns with him, with the way he's handled this draft situation, but overall, I like him a lot. Can absolutely buy time in and outside the pocket, very athletic, has some real speed to him, can absolutely hurt you with his legs. Showing the ability to throw a touch. He's very confident in his arm. One thing I did notice, though, when he runs, I would like him to tuck the ball a little bit better. He doesn't have a ton of fumbles, but I can see that being a bit of an issue. I could see the way he runs with it. I could see the ball getting knocked out of his hands. He definitely has some wiggle to him. Could definitely make some people miss a little bit. Plays hero ball a little bit when he doesn't need to. Like, if you're down in the fourth quarter, playing hero ball makes sense. But if you're, like, up 7 in the middle of the second quarter, like, there's no need to try to press too much and end up in a worse situation. Scrambling when he doesn't need to at times as well. And one thing, too, USC's offensive line was kind of suspect, so he has shown the ability to play with a pretty bad offensive line. But he also knows how to look people off pretty well. Can throw the football well on the move and off platform. Will definitely take a hit to deliver a clean ball. Very accurate. Really, really solid arm strength. Good back shoulder throws. Like he can make all the throws you could possibly want. Even with his legs getting taken out, he can absolutely make all the throws. He's got so many physical gifts as a quarterback. The only real concern, like I said, is some of the maturity concerns handling this draft process. But overall, I'm not too overly concerned about it. So, anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.